Hey world, it's Ben. Welcome back to another video. Fam, I just think it's so amazing. And first of all, let me start by saying thank you so much for like, sharing, subscribing my videos. I really appreciate it. Because I'm on here just to spread knowledge. Okay, knowledge is free, and I think it should be free. And as a teacher, you know, they don't really pay teachers. You dig? I mean, you look at the fact that Congress just passed the Wage Act, and this Wage Act was supposed to, you know, increase minimum wage to $15. So that's a wrap. But that is for basically jobs that are for teenagers or those who are, you know, are uneducated, those who can't find a job in their particular field. They have to accept these minimum wage jobs. Now we all know that minimum wage is not a living wage, but it's the reason when you live in this type of environment where your choices for building a better life for yourself are unlimited. Now, are there extenuating circumstances that may prohibit you from doing or being exactly what you want to be? Yeah, of course. But there's nothing or nobody that can keep you from, you know, improving yourself mentally and physically, emotionally, and psychologically. Because when you do that, it allows you to know who you are, to know what you want, and to know what your purpose is. Remember, it's only 2 important days in our whole existence. It's only 2 days that are the most important in our whole existence. It's the day we're born, and then the day we realize and understand why we were born. That's it. Those are the 2 most important days of this existence. The day you were born into this existence, and the day you realize why you was here, or why you're here. Because see, once you know that, there's nothing or no situation that can keep you from maintaining peace. Because remember, the peace is going to come from within. It's not going to come from outside. That's why before I end every video, I always say, may the Most High inside of you bring you joy. Not something outside your body, not materialistic values, not some other person, not another place. Okay? Nouns, person, place, things, idea should not be, you know, necessary for you to find inner peace, happiness, and joy. Because if you do that, then you're basically saying that the Most High is outside of your body and not inside your body. Remember, all of my characteristics, my DNA, all of that, they are inside of my son's body because I'm their father, right? And so based on the Christian doctrine, you know, Jesus Christ was the son of the Father, and if we're all brothers and sisters of Jesus Christ, then we're as well sons and daughters of the Most High. So we have also the same qualities that Jesus had. You did? He was just able to know it psychologically, emotionally, mentally, physically, if you believe that particular doctrine. But let's keep it 1,000. There's over 2 billion people that don't believe that particular doctrine. So who do you think they're praying to outside their bodies? Okay? Once we realize that the Most High is inside of our bodies, there's nothing nobody can say or do that's going to take you down. And so when you talk about this minimum wage and the fact that, you know, they're forcing small companies, small business owners to increase their operating costs. And if you don't know anything about business, family, you want to be an effective, successful business, you have to have lower operating costs and higher revenues coming in. That is the staple of a good business, whether it's small, medium, or large. If you have a company that's forced to pay their employees more, okay, and no guarantee of increased productivity or production, then that is not democracy or capitalism at all. That is more of a dictatorship. That is more of an authoritarian type of government, where the government tells allegedly free business owners what they must pay employees. But at the same time, you will pass laws and bills, you know, like the Wage Act, the Chick-fil-A Act, the First Step Act. Now they got something proposed called the Marijuana Justice Act. And then, of course, the last one, family, was the Crown Act. So family, I just ran off 5 bills and laws that Congress has passed and waiting on. Actually, the Wage Act and the First Step Act has already been signed by President Trump. And if you like I said, and I'm discussing the Wage Act right now, how do you as a government force owners, business owners, small business owners, because mostly if you're paying minimum wage, you're just coming up as an entrepreneur. So we're talking businesses, employers with less than 100 employees. If they have more than 100 employees, having to pay $15 an hour now. I mean, they say 33 million people are going to receive a raise. But what about the other 300 million people? You did? I mean, teachers in my district, we just received a 6% raise, okay? Now, of course, when you add inflation in that, it's really only a 4% raise. You did? So, but if you're making $15 an hour, $7.15 an hour, and all of a sudden now you get to make $15 an hour, that is 100% raise. But for teachers and firefighters and police officers, we have to like go to bat, go to war to try to just get, salaries that are comparable to inflation, that rises when inflation rises. Because remember, the number of people dialing 911, they don't decrease. The number of students in my classroom, the number of students entering school every year, they don't decrease. Okay, so not only do our workload continue to stay up, inflation goes up, but teachers, firefighters, and police officers, we can't get, 6-7% raise? And if you don't know anything about economics, that's really just a 5% or 4% raise when you adjust inflation. Remember, inflation is 2% a year. Okay, so it's very important that you economically educate yourself and politically educate yourself. So when you hear about the Chick-fil-A Act and the Wage Act and the Crown Act and the First Step Act and the Marijuana Justice Act, and remember, millions and millions of taxpayers' money go to funding these bills, which is our money. But you can't find money to accommodate 500,000 homeless people. Governor Newsom in California, you can sign something called a Crown Act so that Afro-melanated women won't be discriminated against because of their hairstyle. You'll sign that bill, but you can't find it in your heart to sign a bill that's going to increase, funds directed toward the homeless. You got Skid Row in your city, yo. Okay? So, and then of course the First Step Act, family, is a bill signed by President Trump that's going to help reduce recidivism. If you don't know what that is, family, that's when a person is in prison, gets released from prison. Well, they signed the First Step Act to try to help them from returning to prison. Millions and millions of dollars directed toward this cause to keep ex-con from returning to prison. That's the First Step Act. Now, if you think about that in a nutshell, you think, okay, that's a pretty good, I can see that, right? But not putting funds toward a cause with no specificity, nothing tangible, and just say, hey, we want to try to reduce recidivism. Come on, man. That's what they're going to tell the people on the television. But when you really look into the First Step Act, okay, we're talking $75 million, family, that's supposed to go into programs to help with vocational training, additional training for ex-cons, okay? Also, they want to release 3,100 prisoners for good time. Now, remember, you got to ask the question. Now, these 3,100 prisoners that are going to be released early for good times, how many are pedophiles and registered sex offenders? Okay? Millions and millions of dollars. But what they don't tell you also about the First Step Act is that it increases a company called Unicor and the prison industry system to allow other corporations, right, to hire prisoners for free labor, which is modern day slavery. So when you see on the road, family, you see people picking up, you see the DOC, Department of Correction, you see those guys out there picking up trash or working. Well, the First Step Act is going to allow the prison system to increase that number of prisons that are allowed to work. So that's more money to the prison system. And so guess what? If you're a private owner of a prison system and you get to do this, look how much money you get. That's the first step. And those politicians that signed this bill, family, you don't think they know that? You don't think they're going to get a kickback? But why is it that they don't sign a bill saying that you cannot ask a person if they're an ex-con, if they're an ex-felon, have they ever been committed a crime? Take that off the application. Just like you want to take off asking a person, are you a U.S. citizen? Y'all think that's wrong. But you don't think it's wrong for someone who served time, you know, and paid their debt to society, especially for non-violent offenders, especially for non-sexual predators, people that went to jail, you know, for, you know, frivolous crimes, but then made a change in their life, and they get out, and then they got to be asked, have you ever been convicted of a crime? And you say yes, and that's automatic discrimination, and you know that. So, you know, it's really disingenuous, family. But like I say, family, there is justice, and then there's just us, all right? But family, I want to just come back with a little food for thought. I hope it resonates with you. And remember, the Most High is inside of you. Don't look for him outside of you. Don't look for her outside of you, okay? Because remember, the animals in the animal kingdom, the Most High to a lion looks like a lion. The Most High to a donkey looks like a donkey. You did? And so, don't get it twisted, family. Everything you ever want and ever need is already inside. You just have to manifest it with the thoughts you create. All right? And so in the meantime, between time, family, may the Most High inside of you bring you joy and being with us out of 5,000.